This program is sponsored by Luxury Pet Services, the home for the happy dogs. State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Gridiron Barbecue on Big Hill Avenue, the tastiest barbecue around. Respect the queue. Premier Home Care in Richmond. Simple's Chiropractic in Richmond and Berea. Hopper's Jewelry. Central Bank in Richmond. Vice & Smith CPAs. Davenport Custom Guitars, 807 East Main in Richmond. Hall's Auto Service Center. James & James CPAs, Richmond. Guardian Bank. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. First Gear downtown. Pro Signs in Southern Hills Plaza. And WWAG Radio.
You can now watch Madison County School Sports on WKYT.com. Just go to WKYT.com/yourtown and click Richmond. WKYT TV, an official sponsor of Madison County School Sports. Time Warner Business Class. Call Time Warner Cable today. Watch Madison County School Sports programming on Madison County Schools Cable Channel 9, Time Warner Cable Channel 5, on YouTube, and now on WKYT.com/yourtown and click Richmond.
Oh, the Gridiron, a classic rectangle layout of boundaries and yardage numbers. A place where dreams and goals are realized and touchdowns are made. Nothing in sports rivals great high school football games in the fall of the year. Take a deep breath and inhale the drama. Traditions, sights and sounds emanate from the locker room to the stadium crowds. Listen to that crowd. It pumps you up to root for your team, your high school football team. On this night, this high school football night, it's your team out there. Welcome, fans. Welcome to your field, your high school field. It's football night in Madison County. It must be high school football season. Welcome to the John Clark Show.
This program is sponsored by Gridiron Barbecue on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. It's good barbecue, done right.
Welcome to the John Clark Show. We're coming to you from Gridiron Barbecue. I'm here with Coach Clark. Coach, glad to be with you today.
Glad to be here again.
Yeah, looking forward to talking with you a little bit about the first part of the season, how your team has done. You're off to a good start, and exciting win last week against Powell County, where you really had some record-breaking type performance. So exciting to talk about that. Let's start off. I'd like to kind of catch us up. We're 4 games in. We're close to that midpoint season of the season, and I'd like to, I guess, get your feel for how you would assess your team's performance so far.
Well, it's ironic that we're going to talk about this because we played 2 scrimmages as well. So for us in our schedule, we've told our kids we're at the midpoint of the season right now. We've got 6 under our belt. Okay. We've got 6 more regular season. We really looked at a lot of numbers this weekend. Our first 3 games, especially going into our 4th, comparative to last year, and then where we want to go our next 3 games. We kind of break games into 3s on our team. Now, as far as the first 6 this season, I feel like I would argue that we've probably improved as much as any team in the state in a 6-game period right now. So you look all the way back to a Rockcastle scrimmage and Shelby County scrimmage. Shelby's playing very well right now. You look back to those 2 scrimmages to where we are now, we're drastically improved. Yeah. So we feel great about where we are. We're healthy. Our suspensions for the knucklehead mistakes are all out of the way. Guys are handling themselves a little better with some of their things off the field. Midterms came out today. Grades look good right now, so feeling pretty good about where we're sitting right now.
Good. Any surprises?
There have been some surprises. couple guys really stand out to mind. One is John Williams is a young man that transferred in this year. His family moved down. He was from Dunbar.
Okay.
He's senior. It's very odd that you have, usually don't have a senior move in. It's hard for a kid at that age to really transfer into a program. We didn't see John until around July. And, he was kind of an unknown to us. And John Williams is leading us in receptions with 10 receptions right now. He's our leader in return yards. And, I wish I had him for another year to get some meat on him in the weight room a little bit. But he's turned out to be a very pleasant surprise for us. Has improved a lot since he's been with us as well. Adam Simpson, our quarterback. Adam is playing outstanding football right now. It doesn't always show in statistics or necessarily, Adam's not the one popping 80-yard runs right now, but he's the general of our offense, and he is orchestrating it very well. He's allowing us to get into things. He's making checks. I'm giving him plays to check at the line, and he's making those adjustments and getting us in the right things. He's coming off and able to tell us, Coach, this safety did this. We've got this in the package. I mean, it's just like having another offensive coordinator on the field right now, and Adam's playing outstanding as well.
That's really good. I know we talked with Adam early in the year before the season started, and he was excited to get out there and lead the team. In the quarterback position, I know I shared this and talked a little bit with Coach Brown from Madison Central about this. The quarterback position is different today than it was 25 years ago. They manage the game more than just sit back there and throw balls. They got to do a lot more things.
And it doesn't have to be, but offenses have gotten so much more intricate. I mean, if you can run a very base offense and just have your quarterback hand off and do those things, but we've asked him to do a lot because we have a lot of playmakers, and we want to exploit the defense and put the ball in the guy in different guys' hands. And you need a guy behind center that can do that. And then on top of it all, we run so many different looks, and then all of a sudden now we throw option into the mix, and he doesn't always know who the read guys are going to be. They change from formation to formation, from play to play. We can read anybody on the defensive front at any given time. Yeah. And our option play is not predetermined. We don't tell him to keep it or give it. Adam reads all those himself. Yeah. So that's a whole different animal. A lot of teams predetermine those. It takes a lot
of maturity, really, because it's natural for a person to want to call their own number sometimes. Yeah. When that's not the best thing for the team.
Well, and Adam's a young man that has the ability to go on to play college football, and a lot of scouts are talking to us about him as his quarterback, wide receiver, specialist kind of guy at the next level. Where does he really fit in? And Adam has matured so much at a quarterback, there's no doubt in my mind he can play quarterback at the collegiate level. He's got a strong enough arm. And I think a lot of people look at him, though, and they think, well, maybe he's not a quarterback, but he is. But Adam's out there doing what it takes for us to win and not doing what necessarily always makes him stand out, but he's doing what our team needs for him to win right now.
That's important. Tell me about, from a team perspective, obviously you're 2-2. But you've played really well. Right. I know your team has to feel good about where they are right now. Tell me, at this point in the season, how that enthusiasm is translating to practice field and to the expectations.
Practice is fired up right now. I just came off the practice field. We're practicing at a high level right now. It's our job as coaches. I talk to our seniors and our team constantly to make sure that we're keeping. It's easy to get in a rhythm, a constant rhythm where practice is the same every week, and we try to break the monotony, do things different. Wednesday night, for example. Tomorrow night, we'll practice at 7:30 at night, flip the lights on, go a little later. It really jacks up the energy. We play music in practice sometimes to really crank the energy up. We talk about 5 things that, one thing we've made clear to our kids is, why is Friday night different than Tuesday? Well, the atmosphere, the fans, you're under the lights, like all those different things, the level of competition. We try to get those things in practice as much as we can, because the higher level of practice, the higher level we're going to play Friday night. So we do a lot in practice to change that environment, and but ultimately, it's all about what your kids are willing to do, and they see their improvements right now. Yeah. They see what they're capable of. I think we finally have a little confidence about ourselves that I don't think we've ever had before. We've been telling them they can be good. I don't think they've really seen it until recently. Yeah. And 2-2. We're sitting here 2-2, and we're not happy with 2-2. Right. But you look at it, our 2 losses are to number 5 ranked Wayne County and 7 ranked Bourbon. Well, take away 2 turnovers and a bad snap on a punt against Bourbon, that could be a different football game. And right now, I feel confident that we could go toe to toe with that team and come up with a W. Wayne, take away a called back touchdown, and and that's toe to toe. I mean, that's our game with a called back touchdown right there. So we feel that we're in the mix right now, and I think we're fine with, I think we're still under the radar, and we're okay with that.
Yeah. That Wayne County game, for people who haven't maybe followed as much, that Wayne County team had held, I think, Estill County to 21 total yards of offense. And I don't care who you are, that tells you a little bit about how they can play. So you, even with the called back touchdown, you played them to a draw and had to go to OT in that game. So
we had 244 yards rushing on them. Last week they held Lincoln to 111.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln runs the ball well. We know going into Lincoln we're going to have to stop the run. They defensively, I think they were giving up an average of 7 points a game until we scored 21 on them.
Yeah.
So, and we held them to 22 with overtime, 14 during regulation. That's a team that scored 58 and 54 and 27 the weeks before. So, I couldn't be prouder of where we are as a team right now. I really couldn't.
Head coaches won't always win, and I understand that. So do your players. But
Sure.
2-2 has not been bad so far. When we come back, we're going to talk about how all this enthusiasm and high performance has translated into a big win Friday night against Powell County. We'll be back on the John Clark Show.
Renfro's Collision, the only body shop with 2 Madison County locations, is here to serve you. At Renfro's Collision, you can look forward to the best possible repair experience. We have the latest tools, training, equipment, and technology. We have what others don't have. Why take the risk with someone else? Contact us at 369-4111 for a completely free estimate. It's your car, it's your choice. Don't let an insurance company tell you otherwise. Renfro's Paint and Collision.
This program is sponsored by Luxury Pet Services, the home for the happy dogs. State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Gridiron Barbecue on Big Hill Avenue, the tastiest barbecue around. Respect the queue. Premier Home Care in Richmond. Simple's Chiropractic in Richmond and Berea. Hoppers Jewelry. Central Bank in Richmond. Vice and Smith CPAs. Davenport Custom Guitars, 807 East Main in Richmond. Hall's Auto Service Center. James and James CPAs, Richmond. Guardian Bank. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. First Gear downtown. Pro Signs in Southern Hills Plaza. And WWAG Radio. Premier Home Care in Richmond is a proud sponsor of Madison County School Sports Television. Premier Home Care has all the sports orthotics you need for any sports injury. Be sure to check out our retail location for all your sports orthotics. Premier Home Care in Richmond.
There's no place like home to heal. Premier Home Care. Premier Home Care.
You can now watch Madison County School Sports on WKYT.com. Just go to WKYT.com/yourtown and click Richmond. WKYT TV, an official sponsor of Madison County School Sports. Time Warner Business Class. Call Time Warner Cable today. Watch Madison County School Sports programming on Madison County Schools Cable Channel 9, Time Warner Cable Channel 5, on YouTube, and now on WKYT.com/yourtown and click Richmond. This program is brought to you by L81, a proud sponsor of Madison County School Sports Television. Renfro's Paint and Collision Center in Richmond and Berea, 369-4111. Also sponsor of Play of the Game. Waffle House, located at North Keeneland and the EKU bypass.
I want you to watch Madison County School Sports Television.
This program is brought to you in part by BereaOnline.com, covering the news and events of Madison County since 1995. This program is sponsored by Gridiron Barbecue on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. It's good barbecue, done right.
Welcome back to the John Clark Show. Coach, as we went away, we were talking about, of course, how your team has done up till now. A big part of that was Friday night's win, and it was an awesome display of talent on that field Friday night. One thing, it was homecoming week, and I always wondered, does the coach have any concerns about the distractions that come along with homecoming?
No question. You know, Madison Southern I don't think has been known as a football school in the past, and the way some of the things are set up with homecoming, there's a lot of rah-rah stuff around it, and it's not always set up conducive to the schedule of the football team, which it should be. You know, so that was some things that we got to work on adjusting as far as, you know, 7 of my football players were homecoming team candidates on Friday night.
Gotcha.
All right, and they've got interviews during the week. Well, those interviews can interrupt practice. So we had to move practice back late one night so everybody could get interviews in. We did drug testing one time in the middle of homecoming week as well. Right. So you had the drug testing in for the team. That's one day after practice. So there were a lot of possible distractions. But what I try to do and what has worked in my experience is I sit down at the beginning of the week. I make a list of every possible distraction we could have coming Monday through Thursday or Friday. We address them with the kids on Saturday morning at film and or Monday. Yeah. And we put them out there. Hey, this distraction's coming up today and tomorrow. You know, we need to be focused, and I think that helps the kids prepare for it. And then also we give them a game plan for how we're going to handle the distractions.
That's good. That's good. Well, obviously, from the outcome, it didn't really affect your team. Your team handled the distractions of the week. You jumped right off the bat onto them defensively and then turned it around into scores. Talk about the game plan for your game Friday night.
Well, I think our biggest game plan was that feeling you had in the gut Friday night after the Wayne County game. And our game plan the rest of the season is, I don't ever want to feel that again. Yeah. And they don't either. And looking back 10 years from now, we may look back at this, our Wayne County game could have been the best game for Madison Southern football moving forward. Because we really needed to lose a close game to know what it felt like, how much more that hurt. And now that's a feeling they don't ever want to feel again. You know, it really changes the way you move forward. But game plan wise, as far as on the field, we felt we could run the ball coming into the game. Especially the way we feel like we can run the ball on anybody right now, but schematically we had some advantages. Another thing that has changed is our boys, their level of understanding the game is completely different now. We were talking about it beforehand, the amount of film, I pulled up on my phone. Our kids can pull up film. We film every practice, every walkthrough, every game, every scrimmage, everything. And our boys have access to that on their smartphones 24/7. And we watch film every day before we go out to practice. We watch film. We watch film every morning before school, and we watch film after school before we ever put any pads on. So the amount of football that they're learning. A great example of Buddy Harrison is a young man that he's been another big surprise for us this year. Buddy coming in, we knew he was a hard worker, hadn't really been healthy. Buddy stepped in and played for a suspended West Proctor against the Lindcamp game, had an outstanding game, and now Buddy is a guy that he knows our H-back position, he knows our T-back position, he's starting on defense now, and a lot of that is his knowledge of the game, is he understands what to do all the time, and he can play full speed.
Absolutely. It's good stuff. Well, getting into the game, you guys got out to the early lead, you built onto that lead, and you talked about earlier with me before we got taping that they had called back even a couple touchdowns. And I know those hurt, but even so, you're early in the second quarter, you're up 21-0. They score, and that always gives you a little uneasiness, I'm sure, because you don't want, obviously you don't want them to score, but not only that, you think, well, they built some momentum out of that, what'll kind of happen? And then immediately you guys kind of went to more of a passing game. I don't know if that was by design. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, I go into every game, I script our first 10 plays. I do that because, one, the kids get a chance to walk through them, rep them. They know what the first play of the game is going to be. They know the first 3 plays of the game.
Gotcha.
Now, I tend to script plays in there that I say, if I'm going to call this third play of the game, but if the scenario doesn't fit this, we'll call this play.
Right.
So I always have, based on if it's maybe 3rd and 3, based on what hash we're on, certain pass plays are good versus other certain pass plays. So we have an idea going into the game how we're going to start the game. if the game flows well early like we think it will, there's certain things that we may continue to progress to. There's always adjustments after the first series, always. Right. Defensively, they're going to make adjustments. Defensively, we're going to make adjustments if they're doing things different than we thought they would. Offensively, you make adjustments. Well, we were seeing some looks the first couple series. Now, the run game we knew was there. We had a couple called back for holds. All right, a great way to kind of get our kids not to get focused on that, not thinking about that. Let's go to the air for a little bit. And we knew some things were there anyway. And we we'll run the ball if it's there.
Yeah.
But we're not scared to pass. Adam's throwing very efficient. John Williams is doing a great job of catching the ball wide receiver. It was something we struggled with early on. He's catching the ball outstanding right now. Spencer Stone's a good pass threat. And our running backs are good in routes. So we feel like we can throw the ball, and we want to continue to work that. I don't want us to become a one-dimensional football team.
Absolutely. And I think right after that, they had a big play called back for them. It wasn't a touchdown, but they had a first down, got down to about the 25, but it was called back. They ended up having to punt it away to you guys, and then you just put it on them the rest of the half. I thought one really key play offensively for you guys just to kind of drive the stake in was that pass play to Damian right before the half.
One of our we have our website at Madison Southern Football, and we try to put up players of the game, plays of the game, and there's no question that was our play of the game this week was the pass we hit Damian on. We ran out of that set a couple of plays before safety was really coming down hard. We felt it would be wide open, and the biggest thing with him is when he's full speed, you hope he doesn't outrun your quarterback. But Adam's got a strong arm. Adam can throw the ball 50 yards on a rope right now, and he hit him on the run, and it was an outstanding play between the two of them.
Absolutely. If you're on the defense, the biggest thing is when he gets running downhill, you don't want to be in front of him.
Exactly.
He's a big guy and runs hard, and I really did notice. He did a lot of. He's got the ability to cut and make people miss, but he did seem like he ran the ball hard at people sometimes.
Well, and that's the difference with Damian this year. Is last year Damian was young. Damian was a guy that would make you miss and outrun you. And right now, if you look at his film and you really study his play, Damian runs the ball between the tackles well, and he runs downhill, and he's starting to understand. What happens if I take a B-gap track on this play? Where's the linebacker going to go? And then what's this do with my blocking scheme? And where's my cut going to be off of that? And he's learned to run behind his pads. It takes time for kids to learn to run behind their pads. And with him, he all the way up through middle school, little league, he didn't have to run behind his pads because people bounced off of him. Now he's becoming the kind of guy that realizes if I lower my pads, I can truck people and then run around everybody else. So that's a new dimension that he's adding to his game. And he's 205 pounds now. He's a big guy. He can put a load on you. There's no question.
Well, a compliment to him, and you may share with him. You may have to pull some old video to show him. But as I was doing some study for this game, I had a guy watching over my shoulder, and he said, "Guy reminds me a little bit of Jim Brown on that run." And he did a little. He just ran right at somebody, picks up 6-7 more yards in the tackle than he would have gotten otherwise.
One of the things that we struggle with, Damian, is we're with him in practice all the time. So there's plays where he'll come off the field. And we're asking, are you running full speed? Because he runs so smooth that sometimes to us we don't feel. And then we put the film on, and we're like, yeah, he's full speed. But he's so smooth in the way he's running, it doesn't always necessarily feel that way.
You go into halftime up 35-7. What do you say to your kids in a game like this at halftime? What are your?
Well, I'll be honest. I was kind of fired up at halftime because we should have 51 on the board. We had 2 touchdowns called back. And I don't want that to be the case. And if we're going to get to where we want to go and play at the level we're going to play, we've got to clean up those mistakes. Yeah. We can't have holding calls, and we can't have blocking the backs and stuff. We've got to be clean. And we're still learning that. When you get up in a game like this, when the ball or anytime the ball's beyond you, stop blocking. We don't need a late penalty behind the play. We've had 3 touchdowns called back over 50 yards this year. Yeah. Last year we had 5. And we're still learning what to do when the ball's downfield. So, but our challenge my worry was homecoming. Our kids have never been up like this. I don't want to let up. We have to learn to step on the throat. Yeah. And that's what we challenged them is coming out the second half, I want to finish this game. I don't want to let up. I want them to play hard to the end. And no matter who's in the game, I want us to do what we know is there. We made a few adjustments offensively. And we came out and we were hitting on all cylinders still.
Absolutely. You second half you did just that. You extended the lead, and got a lot of guys a chance to play. But you also got a record, school record for Damien.
Damien had 7 touchdowns, and we also broke the school record for most points in the game. 71 points in a game was a school record as well. And I'm just proud of the way that he carries himself. He's not a young man that walks around to pretend to be better than everybody else. He's humble. He's a high energy kid. He's got a bubbly personality, but he's not arrogant by any means. And that's a tribute to him and the way he was raised with his mom as well. And then our boys just, you always worry when a team has not won. How do you handle success? I worried about this week. Are we going to be focused on Monday? Is somebody going to be late to film on Saturday morning? And we had a homecoming dance. Goes till 1 in the morning. Is somebody going to not show up? And we're there and we're ready to be dialed in and we're focused on film. And the line had to remind me we start film at 10 a.m. I didn't want to keep him past 11. What time is it? It's 11:45. Oh shoot, we got to stop. No. Well, let's finish this. They don't want to leave. They're hungry to continue to improve right now, and we've had 2 of the best days of practice we've had all year.
That's good. It's good stuff. I know from a coach's standpoint, that's good. That's good news.
It is.
We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, I want to talk about what's coming up. And we've got some opponents we want to talk about. You're on the road for a couple of weeks, so we want to deal with that. And we may talk a little bit more about that technology you mentioned earlier, and may let the fans get a peek at what's out there now that wasn't there 25 years ago.
It's different.
Yeah. We'll be right back on the John Clark Show.
Adam Simpson, number 17, quarterback. Wes Proctor, number 24, running back.
Tyler Hagan, number 21, linebacker.
Clayton Barnes, number 50, right tackle.
Cody Russell, 44, fullback.
They don't need their helmet, do they?
John Williams, number 8, receiver and DB.
Jake Napier, number 52, defensive end.
This program is sponsored by Luxury Pet Services, the home for the happy dogs. State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Gridiron Barbecue on Big Hill Avenue, the tastiest barbecue around. Respect the queue. Premier Home Care in Richmond. Simple's Chiropractic in Richmond and Berea. Hoppers Jewelry. Central Bank in Richmond. Vice & Smith CPAs. Davenport Custom Guitars, 807 East Main in Richmond. Hall's Auto Service Center. James & James CPAs, Richmond. Guardian Bank. Faith Created Assembly of God Church. First Gear downtown. Pro Signs in Southern Hills Plaza. And WWAG Radio.
Aw, that is just the cutest thing. Whether you're going out of town, on business, spring break, vacation, or just to get away, Luxury Pet Service is a phone call away. Luxury Pet Service is owned and operated by LaDonna Sizemore Whitecamp. You'll be secure in knowing your pet will be taken care of by highly trained and loving professionals. Luxury Pet Services also has grooming services and extraordinary daycare service too. Our mission at Luxury Pet Services is to care for your pet in a safe and friendly environment where dogs have fun. When you leave your dog with us, it's like leaving a member of your family, and that is a responsibility we take seriously. Luxury Pet Services is located about 3 minutes from Richmond Center. Visit our website or Facebook us. Luxury Pet Services, the home for happy dogs.
You can now watch Madison County School Sports on WKYT.com. Just go to WKYT.com/yourtown and click Richmond. WKYT TV, an official sponsor of Madison County School Sports. Time Warner Business Class. Call Time Warner Cable today. Watch Madison County School Sports programming on Madison County Schools Cable Channel 9, Time Warner Cable Channel 5, on YouTube, and now on WKYT.com/yourtown and click Richmond. This program is brought to you in part by BereaOnline.com, covering the news and events of Madison County since 1995. Hey everybody, do you know that Richmond, Kentucky Tourism now has an iPhone app? Go to richmondkytourism.com to download yours today. Renfro's Collision, the only body shop with 2 Madison County locations, is here to serve you. At Renfro's Collision, you can look forward to the best possible repair experience. We have the latest tools, training, equipment, and technology. We have what others don't have. Why take the risk with someone else? Contact us at 369-4111 for a completely free estimate. It's your car, it's your choice. Don't let an insurance company tell you otherwise. Renfro's Paint and Collision. This program is sponsored by Gridiron Barbecue on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. It's good barbecue, done right.
Welcome back to the John Clark Show. Coach, great win last week. Of course, footballs, you don't have a lot of time to celebrate. You get that evening probably, and then you're immediately worrying about the upcoming weeks. And then I know for you guys, that means this week on the road, Southwestern. Talk about the game a little bit, what you're looking for from Southwestern.
We told our kids, one of our goals all year has been to win the district. And our kids knew that the minute the last whistle blew after this game, half our team was yelling Southwestern. And so we move on fast, and Southwestern, I think they're a team you have to watch this year, because I think a lot of people think Southwestern's down. You don't have a tradition of a program like they have. Win the region and turn around and just all of a sudden you're down. Yeah. They play hard, they're physical, and the kids know how to win. They know how to be in close games. They know how to win close games. It's tough to go to the reservation. If you look over the years, you're not going to find a lot of W's for opposing teams at the reservation. So, we fully expect this to be our toughest game of the year, and we're preparing different. We tell our kids all the time, if you want better results, you've got to prepare different than you did the week before. And so they're preparing different this week and harder for this team.
Do you guys see teams really change what they're trying to do against you, especially as Damian continues to have week after week of solid performance? I think you told me earlier, averaging 14 yards a carry. I have to believe teams really try to change what they're doing. Does that impact you all at all?
No, and that's the thing I love about our team and our system right now is in 6 games we've played a 3-5-3 defense. We've played double eagle fronts. We've played the Rock Castle defense that's a little different, unorthodox to everything else. Right. Wayne County's defense is physical and downhill. We've seen inside pressure. We've seen edge pressure. With us, I think right now, if I'm playing us, I'm worried about inside run with Power, but I'm also worried about the outside toss with Damian. Yeah. And unless you've got 15 guys on the field, I don't know how you stop both. Yeah. It's a chess match, and at some point you're going to guess wrong. So we stick to what we do, and our kids, we've seen enough, and we give them enough through practice. And we prepare, we scout teams as well as anybody, I believe. And we give our kids looks that we've seen on film, but we also, I sit down with our defensive coordinator and I say, if you're this team running this defense, what would you do against us? He says, well, I'm going to make this adjustment. So we throw adjustments in. One of the most common terms we use on our offense is worst case scenario. Right. It's easy just to line up and block the perfect look. So, all right, well, if he goes inside on you right here, what is that? Well, that's my worst case scenario. All right, so we're going to do that to you in practice all week. Yeah. So if he doesn't do that on Friday night, it's going to feel easy. So we give ourselves, if they show a blitz that gives us problems, we'll bring it every other play in practice just to give ourselves worst case scenario.
I like to use a phrase with my kids a lot of times, talking about if you're easy on yourself, life's hard. If you're hard on yourself, life's easy. And that's kind of what you're talking about in practice.
Michael Jordan said it best. He said, I made practice hell so the games were easy. Yeah. And we tell our kids that all the time. You've got to make practice more difficult so the games are a little bit easier. Yeah.
Well, and one of the things that we talked about earlier in the Powell County game is going to the pass some. When they start really keying on the run, you guys have proven you can take the ball and throw it down the field if you need to.
You can't be a run-heavy offense if you can't throw the ball, because they'll put 10 guys in the box and you're going to have trouble running. So, I think a lot of teams may get that way, but we've told our kids from the beginning we've got to be a team that could be 50-50, but we're gonna if the run's there, we're gonna run it. If not, we expect to be able to complete the ball. You know, Adam was 6 of 9 this last week for 137 yards and 2 TDs.
Yeah.
We want to be efficient in the pass game, and we're gonna exploit it when it's there.
Good deal. I don't want to get us too far ahead, but I know you got Southwestern on the road, then you got Lincoln County, and both those are important games for your team to,
Lincoln
hit the goals they want for the season.
Lincoln's tough. You know, we felt coming in. You know, we had our district challenge in July. Lincoln's offensive line won the lineman challenge. We finished in 3rd. They're big and they're physical up front. They're going to be able to run the ball. There's no question. And you know, they've got players. And Mike Settles does an outstanding job with that football team. You know, they'll be ready to play. So, you know, we're going to have 2 pretty tough road games here. But you know, we wouldn't want it if nothing's worth having if it's easy, you know. So we're prepared to do the work for it.
Good stuff, Coach. I want to get us we're getting ready to close, but right before we do, we were talking a little bit ago about technology.
Yeah,
it's changed. And you talk about the film time, and I know when 20, 25 years ago you met for film, you looked at film, but it was different than it's done today.
Yeah.
We talked about this app called Huddle. Talk a little bit about that for the fan who may not be familiar with it and what it does for you guys.
Sure. Well, Huddle is a website. It's HUDL, huddle.com. A lot of the state of Kentucky has actually started to go to it now. I think it's the official sponsor of Kentucky football, high school-wise. But we've been using it since last year, and I've been with these different football breakdown video editing systems in college over the years, and it's pretty amazing. We film practice, we film everything. We plug the camera into the computer, we upload it to the cloud. They keep everything on their server at Huddle, and our kids can get on their smartphones, watch film within the minute the clip loads. It pops up on their film, and everybody gets an email that says something's been shared with you. You know, the Powell County game has been shared. We actually made a pretty hefty purchase. Our boosters and our kids did an outstanding job of raising almost $10,000 this offseason to buy an end zone camera that we have on a tripod. It's 35 feet in the air. We travel to every game with us. So every play of every game, we have a sideline clip and we have an end zone clip. And it puts them together. So you can watch the sideline of the play and the end zone of the play, and it's absolutely changed our line play. You know, with splits and alignments and first step, and his alignment is inside versus head up versus outside. Well, you can't see those things from the sideline. And the kids, the access to it is immediate. And our kids live in they live in a world now where everything is right now. You know, they don't want to wait to find out everything. Everything's immediate. So if we can make the learning of football as immediate as everything else is, we have kids that'll watch 2 hours, 3 hours of film on their own during the week outside of football practice. And we can't replace that.
Absolutely. You talk about, you mentioned to me earlier, and I know in the technology as advanced as it is, the fact that you could technically have the game loaded up as it's going if you wanted to let loose of your laptop and trust it to be out there on that field. And you could really be able to look at video on the way home from a ball game.
We can film a game, put it right into a laptop as it's filming, and when I walk off the field, I can sit down with my laptop and watch it on the bus, and the kids can watch it and mark highlights from their phone. I can actually say you miss a block on a play. Well, I can type notes on the play. I can highlight your left foot. I can highlight your left foot like, you know, John Madden on the telestrator on NFL, and I can leave a note that says you stepped with the wrong foot, and then I can email that clip specifically to you. Your phone's going to vibrate. You're going to pull it up and say, Coach Clark has shared something with you. You're going to read the notes. You hit play, and it's going to show you exactly what I did.
Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Coach, good stuff. I know your team is off to a good start. Not as good as you want, but it's headed in the right direction, definitely. And I know your team's excited to finish this year out. Good luck next week.
Thank you. And Kentucky football, you know, it's districts qualify you for the playoffs, and every football team, it's all about how you finish. So we're focused on it, on moving forward.
Peak at the right time, correct?
Exactly.
Good deal. Good. Coach, enjoyed being with you. Thank you guys for watching us on the John Clark Show.
This program is sponsored by Luxury Pet Services, the home for the happy dogs. State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble in Richmond. Gridiron Barbecue on Big Hill Avenue, the tastiest barbecue around. Respect the queue. Premier Home Care in Richmond. Simple's Chiropractic in Richmond and Berea. Hoppers Jewelry. Central Bank in Richmond. Vice and Smith CPAs. Davenport Custom Guitars, 807 East Main in Richmond. Hall's Auto Service Center. Janes and Janes CPAs, Richmond. Guardian Bank. faith-created Assembly of God Church, First Gear downtown, Pro Signs in Southern Hills Plaza, and WWAG Radio.
Aw, that is just the cutest thing. Whether you're going out of town, on business, spring break, vacation, or just to get away, Luxury Pet Service is a phone call away. Luxury Pet Service is owned and operated by LaDonna Sizemore Whitecamp. You'll be secure in knowing your pet will be taken care of by highly trained and loving professionals. Luxury Pet Services also has grooming services and extraordinary daycare service too. Our mission at Luxury Pet Services is to care for your pet in a safe and friendly environment where dogs have fun. When you leave your dog with us, it's like leaving a member of your family, and that is a responsibility we take seriously. Luxury Pet Services is located about 3 minutes from Richmond Center. Visit our website or Facebook us. Luxury Pet Services, the home for happy dogs.
Premier Home Care in Richmond is a proud sponsor of Madison County School Sports Television. Premier Home Care has all the sports orthotics you need for any sports injury. Be sure to check out our retail location for all your sports orthotics. Premier Home Care in Richmond.
There's no place like home to heal. Premier Home Care. Premier Home Care.
Renfro's Collision, the only body shop with 2 Madison County locations, is here to serve you. At Renfro's Collision, you can look forward to the best possible repair experience. We have the latest tools, training, equipment, and technology. We have what others don't have. Why take the risk with someone else? Contact us at 369-4111 for a completely free estimate. It's your car, it's your choice. Don't let an insurance company tell you otherwise. Renfro's Paint and Collision.
Do you want completely natural body contouring? It Works offers the world's first naturally based body contouring line that delivers maximum results in minimal time. You simply won't find anything like it in the world today. You want to look good? Contact Missy at missylemay.myitworks.com. Look good today. Completely natural.
This program is brought to you by L81, a proud sponsor of Madison County School Sports Television. Renfro's Paint and Collision Center in Richmond and Berea, 369-4111. Also sponsor of Play of the Game. Waffle House, located at North Keeneland and the EKU Bypass.
I want you to watch Madison County School Sports Television.
Okay, are you tired of stepping into that shower and risking serious injury? Well, no more. Check out Premier Home Care's walk-in shower systems. Come by Premier Home Care and let them show you how easy it is to install a brand new walk-in shower system. Don't risk injury anymore. Get a walk-in shower system from Premier Home Care.
There's no place like home to heal. Premier Home Care. Premier Home Care.
Give Rosenbaum Communications a call and let us quote and plan your next media project. No project is too small. Our client list may be impressive, but our service is very personal and budget friendly. Visit our website at rosenbaumcommunications.com. Let us show you how to get started. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
This program is brought to you in part by BereaOnline.com, covering the news and events of Madison County since 1995. Hey everybody, do you know that Richmond, Kentucky Tourism now has an iPhone app? Go to richmondkytourism.com to download yours today.